Hey folks, it's Steve here, and welcome to another devlog for Project Hestia, a base building strategy game that I'm working on in my spare time. This week I worked on saving and loading and other backend optimizations. So if you're interested in that, please stick around. This is going to be another quick devlog because there's not that much to show. I've been working a lot on backend mechanics, and as such there's not very many pretty things or new features that I've added to the game. So one thing I've done is enabled it so that whenever I'm switching between scenes in the editor, I always have a persistent scene loaded. So I'm using scene references, which are scriptable objects, and I've got a persistent scene scriptable object which is picked up by an editor script. And that means that if I load up the main scene, for example, I've got the persistent scene loaded in the backend. And that means that I can access debug console, loading screens, and loading manager, and all of that kind of stuff from any scene in the game. And that was used to good effect for my saving and loading system. So I've got my initial scene, so when I load up the game, this loads in the main menu. And how I'm doing the saving and loading, if I just jump in here. So if I create a miner, and then create a conveyor, please ignore the currently buggy look of the conveyor. I have no idea why that's happening at the moment, so that's something I'm going to look into after filming this devlog. If I create a foundation, and then I go and hit escape, now I can hit quick save, and that saves all the data to a JSON file. So you can see that I've got a quick save file which got my name and the date, and that has got all the buildings and my character position, my buildings, my three miners in there. It's got the conveyor, and the foundation. And then what I can do is I can then go to load last save, and it loads it all in. So that didn't seem that exciting, but if I go to the main menu, for example, and then go new game, if I come over here, there's nothing in this area, and then I can load the last save, and that loads it all back in. And actually, one of the nice things about this is if I get this miner and then start generating some resources, if I save that and then load that again, it'll automatically wire up all the conveyor belts so they'll be carrying items again. So in the code in the save system, whenever it goes into is saving, it creates a new serialization world. So I'm using ECS, so everything is inside what's called a world, which is a kind of a database, and it copies creates copies of all the entities that I'm interested in saving, and then loops through those and creates a item in the save data for them. And then this is output to JSON. I'm using JSON at the moment just because it's easy, and I can read through the data and actually see the correct values have been saved. But later on I'll switch to using a binary format or something that's a bit more optimized for having lots of items in it. Everything is to make it as easy to develop as possible at the moment, rather than speed. So optimizations will come. And that's everything I wanted to show off this week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.